Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow any feelings of tension, stress, or worry to leave your body in your outward breath. Breathing in resourcefulness, exhaling tension. And with your eyes closed, you can focus more on the sound of my voice. Letting go of tension, particularly around the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, eyelids feeling heavier and heavier. Taking you into a journey where change is possible. Nothing stays the same. It all changes. But sometimes the belief that things don't change creates a distorted perception where you ignore those changes and continue to focus on what's the same. As you breathe in and breathe out, you can recall that things are always changing. And maybe you can recall old photos, and you can recall old memories. And sometimes you need to have time in between to realize just how many things have changed. At a cellular level, after a few years, every single cell in the human body is replaced with a new cell. And that's obvious for things like hair and fingernails. But every cell of your heart, your lungs, every cell in your bones and your blood, gradually but consistently is being replenished and replaced. And after a few years, there isn't a single cell in your body that's the same. Therefore, any habits, any beliefs that are any older than a few years, they're not innate. If things remain the same, it's because the law of momentum hasn't provided a better alternative. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to consider the idea of comparison. Sometimes comparisons are useful. And sometimes they're not. Over 100 years ago, Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Comparison is the thief of joy." And I wonder how much joy and gratitude and wonderful experiences have been lost by comparison. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine an orchard. Imagine it's a sunny day. And imagine you're surrounded by row after row of trees. In the orchard, rows of trees stand tall, their branches laden with fruits, one and all. But neighbouring orchard, just over the way, blossoms in colours brighter, a vibrant display. Their apples may gleam with a radiant hue, in shades of gold, crimson, and morning dew. Yet, in our own orchard, we find a delight. For beauty is subjective, in each tree's own light. The neighboring orchard may seem to outshine, but in our own garden a treasure we find. For it's not just in looks, but the fruits that we bear. In the orchard we tend with love and great care. In every apple a story unfolds. In the orchard we cherish with memories untold. So let's celebrate both the near and the far, for beauty is found wherever we are. And allow the poem of an orchard to be like an apple seed taking root in the fertile soil of your mind. How crazy would it be to have an orchard of your own and be jealous by focusing on the neighbor's orchard? What if there was a different strategy to really tend, maintain, improve the orchard that belongs to you, to appreciate everything in the orchard and do what you can to make it better, so that genuinely you can appreciate both, finding inspiration and admiration for the neighboring orchard, but having pride, gratitude, and a wonderful feeling of appreciation for your own orchard. I want you to imagine somewhere in this orchard is a bed, a very comfortable bed, a bed with fluffy pillows, soft mattress, and right in the center of your own orchard, imagine resting your head on that pillow, allowing yourself to go deeper and deeper relaxed. So relaxed that you imagine drifting off into a deep sleep, opening your mind to ideas and suggestions that could enable you to play a different game. And what if for many years now you've been playing a game of point scoring based on comparison with others? A zero-sum game that in order for you to win, someone else needs to be to lose. In order to feel superior, someone must be inferior. And if that was an enjoyable game, then by all means continue to play the game. But intuitively you know this is a game that leads to misery, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. So imagine yourself free from the weight of comparison, your mind liberated to pursue your own growth. See that comparison of others as a heavy burden, a millstone around your neck, and with each breath, feel the millstone is chipping and breaking, crumbling away, enabling you to release it, feeling lighter and more liberated. And imagine how good it could feel to be in a new game where the only competition is the person you were yesterday. And in this game, success and capability in others do not diminish your worth or potential, as you embrace the idea that your value expands every time you learn something new, or perhaps just appreciate cultural richness. And intuitively you can feel yourself winning this game, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment as you make positive changes in your life. They don't have to be grand changes. Tiny changes feel rewarding as you acknowledge your growth. Perhaps you can imagine a circle of value expanding with each improvement, like ripples in a pond, reaching farther with every effort. And interestingly, the rules of this game are different to the previous game. That every time you recognize and appreciate the positive qualities in others, it feels like it's adding value to your own circle. And in many ways, you know that to be true. Because those people that are able to admire and appreciate other people project an air of confidence, self-assurance, deep self-worth, which itself is valuable. And you can believe that your own self-worth is not linked to external comparisons. It's an intrinsic quality that grows with self-appreciation. And self-appreciation isn't something that is. It's something you do, a way of playing the game. So every time you appreciate your existing strengths and competencies, just recognizing them contributes to your own value. As you imagine appreciating your existing strengths and competencies, you feel more valuable, self-esteem rises. And sometimes you can value those things that are uniquely you. You can't compare an apple with a pear. So every time you appreciate your unique, individual talents and qualities, that amplifies your own feelings of self-worth. Sometimes you heard the phrase priceless to be used to describe a painting or a large diamond. And why is it priceless? Because this thing is so rare and so unique. Its value is incomparable. And feel that you are incomparable. As you release the need to constantly measure yourself against others, you appreciate that your journey is unique and incomparable. Imagine a world where you thrive on your own accomplishments, finding joy in your personal journey of improvement, but also feeling able to find joy in the journeys of others. There in that bed, in that orchard, feel a sense of peace as you let go finally of the zero-sum game, replacing it with a positive-sum mindset of growth. As you become more valuable and you appreciate the value in others, all boats raise higher in that rising tide. Comparing yourself to others steals the precious moments and time and energy and thought you could spend improving yourself. And imagine your self-worth is like an orchard. With each positive thought and self-appreciation, planting a seed of a new fruit tree in your orchard. And imagine your circle of value expanding to encompass all the positive changes and personal growth you achieve. And maybe you have a journal or a notepad, and you start a tally of all the things you appreciate in your life, everything you've ever accomplished, and noticing slow and steady progress in so many areas of your life. Evidence that you are becoming more valuable day after day after day. And that commitment to self-love and self-appreciation becomes the foundation of your worth. An orchard isn't grown overnight, so acknowledge that growth takes time. And sometimes the frustrations of the past have been you comparing yourself with someone else that has invested years and years to acquire competency and understanding in that area. Therefore, this is a better game. As you acknowledge that growth takes time, every small step forward is a victory worth celebrating. You are competing only with you. And imagine your self-esteem as a steady flame. And the fuel for that flame is your own self-appreciation and self-improvement. Everything you appreciate in yourself, every tiny progress you make, makes that steady flame brighter of your self-esteem. Feel a deep sense of contentment as you focus on your own journey. You're driving in your lane, unhindered by whoever and whatever is driving in other lanes. You can recognize that self-love and self-improvement are lifelong pursuits, and your journey is a unique, beautiful one. A world full of gratitude and appreciation fuels your self-worth. And imagine waking up each day with a sense of excitement, eager to explore your own potential and growth. And as you imagine getting up out of that bed in the orchard, notice how much more beautiful the fruits on the trees look before. You could admire the blossom in some of the trees, appreciating just how wonderful your own orchard is. So that by the time you walk to the neighboring orchard, you can also admire the other orchard, knowing that it doesn't affect your orchard at all. Breathe in and breathe out as you unlock a feeling of optimism and excitement about playing a new game with different rules and different ways of winning. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Feel like you're returning to the present and taking these wonderful new ways of thinking with you. Feel fully integrated into this moment, as very soon I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken, eager to expand your circle, appreciate your unique qualities, and start competing only with yourself. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.